everybody, it's me and I'm here to greenlight my day. My video thing keeps turning off. Let's hope we make it through this time. I am here, very excited about October being here. I love October. It's my favorite month of the year. It's also the month that I'm going to be journaling and meditating and personally vlogging and illustrating my handy dandy black drawing notebook that's like £1.99, and I could just scribble in it with my pictures and color if I want to and write notes, and but I'm going to be doing that every morning. I'm greenlighting my day every day with a list of affirmations that I just sort of sat myself and let things kind of flow out, things that I know I need to address, things I want the universe to help bring back to me. I can see with the universe, the more I throw out, like a message in a bottle, the more I see things start to come back. And just because I don't call it God and right this minute, doesn't mean I don't know that there's a divine spirit in the universe that created all things, and it flows through every living thing, and I don't want to box him in yet. I'm not ready to box that spirit in. I need to be this open for myself, so please don't be offended if I don't say God or the Holy Spirit. To me, they're all part of the big universe thing going on. So, I'm setting my intentions out like, I am stepping into my personal power. I am courageous. I am strong. It is my season to reclaim my victories. I mean, I'm going to be saying things like this to me because I want to be really strong by the time I leave this country, stronger than I've been in 2 years. You know, I've had some weaknesses, and I'm tired of them dragging me down. So it's the new improved me, one more go around. Doing that every morning, scribbling in my notebook. I've got some meditations that I purchased from Oprah and Deepak when I didn't have time to do them and I really wanted to do them. So I'm going to do those in the mornings. I'm going to spend this is the month of Sally. This is the me month. I love October. It's my birth month. It's my anniversary month. It is my favorite month of the year. I love October. I love fall. So, I mean, I like May and April too, and some of June, but I really like fall. So, I was on the internet and read this most wonderful article, and it's about surrender. Now, how do you feel when you hear the word surrender? Do you feel the way some people that like to be in control are afraid to surrender? What about the Brené Brown term from last fall that I got that changed so much? If my stuff for me was vulnerability, to be vulnerable. And that's scary for some people too. I shared these two articles with a friend of mine here, and he didn't like the word vulnerability. He couldn't get it, didn't like it. I sent the surrender article to him. Why can't they think up a new word? That's not a word that basically, surrender. If you're a person who needs to be in control, if you're uncomfortable by these two phrases, I invite you to really unpack some of these concepts because it will be very freeing for you. Okay, so now that I've meandered on about surrender, surrender is a state of living in the flow. Oh, how I love that. Oh, how I love that. The flow. Do you feel the universe flowing through my kitchen this morning? I do. And when they say the flow, I just see myself being not swept along like a manic, crazy, raging river, floating along like I'm on a nice raft or an intertube down the lazy river, floating on the lazy river at King's Dominion. I mean, that is what the flow is. And when you can surrender enough to trust the process of the universe, the flow, it's so freeing. So, I thought I would read some of these to you, and I'll put the link to the article below. Surrender is a positive, healthy state. Being a surrendered person does not mean one is beaten down and so hopeless that he or she has given up. I surrender. I can't do it anymore. I just can't. No, that's not what it means. It is quite the contrary. Surrender is a state of living in the flow, living in the moment. Trusting what is, and being open to serendipity and surprises. Now granted, I should have looked up serendipity to really own that concept, because that's not a word I use often, and I kind of know what it means, but I'm going to be doing that. Maybe I'll do a whole page on serendipity today. This lady's identified some of the 7 habits of fully surrendered people, or people that live in that kind of mind state, going with the flow, and here they are. Number 1, they recognize they cannot control everything. Oh, I used to be really anxious most of my life about trying to control things that you really cannot control, because you wanted everything to turn out all right, and you don't want anything bad to happen to the people you love, and you wanted, you know, for everything to turn out on that course you were taking in college, or the, you know, whatever it was you're trying to. No, you have to let it go. Trust. Do what you're supposed to do, and just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. How many people's lives are we still trying to control to keep them from harm, to help them make the best choice, because we know the best choice for them. They can't, they don't know. Yeah, no, that's not being surrendered. Surrendered people are comfortable with uncertainty. Step out, step out, step out. One step. One day before weight loss surgery, I was like, I might be the only one this doesn't work for. The only one this won't work for. Well, that was totally a waste of energy, because it works for everybody if you work it. Uncomfortable with uncertainty. Overly focused on the future and unable to bounce back easily. I have noticed more and more and more. I mean, so noticeable in my character change that, like yesterday, somebody cut me off, and I got really like that for a nanosecond, and then I started it, and then I was like, why are you wasting this energy? Stopped. Stopped. For me, my husband will tell you, I never let it go. You never let it go. You never let it go. Well, I'm working on I'm working on letting it all go and going with the flow. Number 3, they remember to exhale during stress. Yeah, I would usually reach for a glass of wine. This is what I'm going to be working on, exhaling during stress. I think about when you had a baby and you go through the birthing process, and you're doing the yeah. I've had to do that for other kinds of pain too, surgery pains, you know, kidney stone pains. That breathing is a good thing. Thank you, Lamaze, for something. And I'm going to be applying that one to my life, because I've given up artificial substances that might bring me a little buzz and a little relaxation, a little false sense of life's wonderful and beautiful. I want to know that life is wonderful and beautiful because I'm in the flow. So there is no drink. There's no drink in my future. There's no drink in my house. Actually, there's a drink in my house. It's in a lockbox in the dining room. I asked my husband to get a big old Foot Locker and put all the alcohol in it, because I was coming home to be the new me, the better me, the stronger me, and having a bunch of stuff around me is like having a big bowl of cookies, plate of cookies in the middle of your kitchen table when you've gone on a diet. It ain't working. So, they remember to exhale during stress, which is what I'm doing. I'm going to be working on that one. I'll let you know how it goes. They are powerful without dominating. Can you imagine that wonderful sense of feeling your power is not from you, but it's flowing? It is part of you, but you're cooperating with the power and the good of the universe. And when you're in cooperation with what's supposed to be, you don't need to be dominating. You don't need to control every situation. You allow other people freedom and growth. I think you can be a leader. I think you can be influential, but you don't have to dominate. You can't argue someone to your side point of view. You can't force people to believe something because you want them to. Number 5, they feel successful apart from their job or net worth. Well, considering I've never really had much of a job, and my net worth is only what my husband has, although I believe I have personal net worth, personal in me net worth. That's the way I like to think about things. That one I'm going to have to work on. Obviously, we all have esteem issues. I have esteem issues still. They've just transformed into another way. They're expressing themselves in a different way than they did when I was 250 pounds. Now I'm in a different place, in a different body, in a different season, a different age. There are other issues that I need to address. They can admit when they're wrong. I have no trouble admitting when I'm wrong. I am the first one to apologize when maybe not with my husband, but for most scenarios when I've been bad, wrong, incorrect, malicious, hurtful, I am very quickly convicted because I have a very tender heart and a very tender spirit. And I'm not perfect, but I'm quickly convicted. And I quickly, beat my breast and say, mea culpa, I'm sorry, it's me, it's my fault, it's my bad, I was wrong, I was cruel, can you forgive me? Not just I'm sorry, but can you forgive me? 7, the last one, they are passionate and emotional. Oh, is that my picture under that definition in the dictionary? Passionate and emotional? Oh, I think it is. Yes, I am passionate and emotional, which is what gets me into a whole lot of messes. But I wouldn't change who I am for anything, because I know this is who the universe created me to be. I know this is who God created me to be. Passionate, emotional, childlike, free. I want to go with the flow. I hope the rest of you understand. Surrender. Think how surrendered children are. They're just surrendered to the moment. That's the place I want to live in, right here, every day, every minute, every moment. I'll put a link below to this surrender article. I know it's touched me. I'm sure it will help you too. I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.